You want to convince Sal to play a haunted place? Haunted biomes are fun and sometimes have false starts. But once you get going there, it's pretty much the same as any other biome. All right, let's see. Okay, so that was where we've played previously. Let's try going a little this way and see if we can find somewhere else that has metals. I don't mind light aquifers. Light aquifers are fine. Deep soil's fine. The thing is, okay, so there. Oh, we're wrong faction. Crimson Pulley. So the other zone that I spotted while I was searching around, where is it? But the problem with this is it's very far away from the faction that I'm playing in this save. But there are blood lakes in this world. You've got errands to run? Alrighty, we'll see when you get back. Looking for blood lakes. There's one. So this is a terrifying temperate freshwater lake. The lake is evil. The problem is just the lake is evil. The surrounding vicinity isn't evil. So it'll be like weird shit will be in the lake and there will be undead things in the lake, but the rest of it not so much, which is I don't know. But I kind of want to stay in this general vicinity. But there's lots of haunted shit around, so let's just find something fun. Blood lakes? Have you never seen a blood lake? It's a red lake. A lake made of blood. It's exactly what it sounds like. The thing is, we do need metals. The other problem with that biome is I didn't actually get the opportunity to see what metal was there. We just kept dying. Thing with shallow metals here? Or nah? Although this is all basically shallow metals because of how shallow this world is. Well, that's... could be equally fun. How deep is that? Never knew that? You gotta find a really evil lake. There's lakes of blood, lakes of vomit. So you know how it can rain weird liquids in haunted biomes? Like it can rain vomit, it can rain blood, it can rain pus, it can rain mucus, all that stuff. You can have lakes of that. It's just not super common. So you've got deep metals. It needs to have at least one metal type or I won't settle on it. Although the one time I settled on a vomit lake, it was like vomit lake and then underneath it was water. So it was like a layer of vomit and then water underneath it. All right, this could do. Deep soil, no aquifers to worry about. Slightly south of the previous one. Which is a haunted conifer forest. What's this? And then a temperate shrubland up there. An undead whale crushing your dwarves. Did it climb up onto the land? Did it like do its an inchworm impression and just like crawl up onto the land and go Karm! And just pull dwarves away? Because that's what I would expect it to do. I don't understand. It's like two different biomes, but they're actually just this exact same biome. How are they different biomes then? Land whaling into your fort. I feel like if you could kill that, that would be a lot of wonderful, not meat, but like combat experience for your dwarves. We do want a oh no, that's only Sinister. Sinister is like boring as all hell. Like, you always think it's like, oh, Sinister, that'll be fun. Nah, Sinister is just like everything's dead. And nothing exciting ever happens, basically. These. Okay, so there's a terrifying mountain. Heavy aquifer? No, thank you. You know, honestly, I think that might be our best bet. Oopsies. I mean, just make sure that you seal off your fingers so that they don't leak, you know? Haunted conifer forest. I don't like the fact that it's heavily forested, though. We need vomit men? Does DF have vomit men? Hold up. Dwarf Fortress Wiki. Vomit men. Man? Nope, there is no vomit man. There is a description line in adventure mode where it says that you can throw vomit, which is interesting. But you know, not the strangest thing I've read today, I would say. Time to learn irrigation? Ooh, that's concerning. Dig down to caverns. Yeah, if you can get down to the caverns, that will probably have space to grow. Yeah, you know what? Let's just go with this. This is basically the same area. Just the difference is it doesn't have what's it called? The only real difference is that it doesn't have any kind of aquifer. Although that's actually a negative, I would even say, potentially. Because aquifers make it a lot easier to get a water source, but we're going to prepare for the journey carefully. And I'm actually going to bring turkeys with me this time. 2 turkey gobblers, 5 turkey hens. I'm not going to bring any step ladders because that's redundant. Or wheelbarrows because those are expensive. I am going to bring crutches and splints, however. Well, actually, no. I'll just make those when I need them. We will take buckets. I'm not going to make any thread. I'm going to give all the dwarves 2 points in mining. Well, you can have 2 points in masonry. Glit named. Heimgale. Chat, we need a good name. Machine Battles. That's a good name. I like that name. But I don't know. Secret Stash? I don't think either of those words are available as words in Dwarf Fort. Is this the group or fort? This is the fort name. Prismatic. Twitch chat. Thank you for your creativity, Calhora. I don't even think the word Twitch is a word in Dwarf Fortress. You know what? I will not take requests from chat. Like I said, like, hey, could we get like a good name? And you guys are just, you know, being Twitch chat, so. I'll come up with something that I like. How about this, actually? Uniontheater. I mean, if chat's just going to recommend Twitch chat or Twitch for it, it's like, then, well, okay. I'm just going to ignore everything you have to say. Yeah, Akray's right. Like, as an example, chat isn't a word in the game. All right, amateur, you can have this. Like, do you want me to enjoy the process of playing the game, or do you want to annoy me? Because you're doing a good job of this second, which is just going to get you timed out. I stream too many hours every day to tolerate annoyance. Remarkable Gears. Of Death, Anvil of Yells, the Righteous Artifact, Bejeweled Furnaces. And of course, these dwarves are well aware that the last two groups who walked into this forest to try and settle here never came back, so. Like I said, I'm not taking your requests anymore, because it's irrelevant. So for when I'm building forts, I like forts that fit with a format of in-game lore that makes logical sense to me. So if you just spew out things that aren't available in the game's lexicon, or just say rude words, then you lose my respect for the next 20 minutes, and I will ignore everything you have to say. So, like, that's just the way I work as a human being. I like things to fit into a semblance of lore that works logically within the game's restrictions. And if you just start saying random shit, see you in 30 minutes, amateur. If you just say random shit like hairy anus, yeah, I'm just gonna fucking time you out. All right? Don't ask chat anymore? Well, I mean, no. I can ask chat all I want, Calhoro. I don't have to ask you. Right? But I am, for this particular round, yeah, I will not even bother, because none of those are helpful, really. Silver of Ambiguity, Lucy Stockade, Book of Dwellings. Because, you know, I have to look at it, right? And if it's just dirty joke, I'm not going to enjoy it for very long. I want to do something else. The Climactic Fortress. I mean, the past two have been anticlimactic, I'll say that. Also, using emotes that evolve around Keck is a really good way to just get your speaking rights in my chat removed. Now that I'm done threatening people, we can move on with the video game, I think. You know, I think we'll call this the Climactic something, because the past few have just been so anticlimactic. Climactic destiny. How's that? Climactic pumpkin. It's like the great pumpkin, but climactic. Climactic dwelling. That works. Steel anvils are pretty, and dwarves will get happy thoughts if they're working on a steel anvil. The actual quality of the work is the same, though. You like working animals in your fort names? We could put an animal in the fort image. Oh, we are the Uniontheater of the climactic dwelling. Find something that sparks inspiration. The dented... Yeah, I'm pretty, like, steadfast in my ways about not making things super goofy. Hey, Pablo, what up? What's going on? Fort 3 of the day. We had Fort 1, which lasted a little bit, and then a bunch of undead foul blendecks made us all dead dwarves. Could be the dented cat. Could be the name of it. Our image could be a cat. Let's do that. Cat. What do we do with the cat? Well, actually, you know what? Let's do a yeah, you know, we'll do a just a cat will be the image of our fort. Of course, we'll have to bring a cat with us if we do this. Although the dented cat sounds like the name of a tavern. Maybe we'll need a tavern called the Dented Hat. Or the Dented Cat. Usually things with weird words like catastrophe or mistake or various things like that. Those are usually necromancer experiments. So it's probably some weird, destroyed, awful, disgusting, grotesque monster creature thing. A cat, the dented cat. We have to put a dent in this cat. Object. It's always sad that boulders aren't objects. Always look. I mean, this could be... Okay, how about this? No. Creature. Foul. Blendeck. 1. Screaming. Cat is screaming. No. Devouring. Shooting it, smeared it into a spiral, striking a menacing pose. Unnaturally contorted. Oh, this is great. The dented cat is an image of a cat and a foul blendeck. The cat is screaming. The foul blendeck is striking a menacing pose. You have a good sleep. Apologies for just the constant restarts. Hey, Anander, how are you? Is the cat devouring the foul blendeck? Yo, hold on. The dented cat. This is an image of a cat, a foul blendeck, and a demon rat. The cat is screaming. The foul blendeck is striking a menacing pose, and the cat is devouring the demon rat. Do jaguars count as cats? Big kitty. Depends on if it purrs and can get pets. If it can purr and get pets, then it's big kitty. This seems like an optimal image, I think. Oops, that's the abort button. All right. I don't think you can. I once had a elf adventurer that was riding a giant jaguar, and that the adventurer was a bard, right? Like just a super chill bard. Had no combat skills whatsoever, and I traveled to like 4 of my old forts and played a bunch of music. And while I was running around on the road, I managed to roadkill like dozens of random creatures and other travelers and various things like that because my giant jaguar was just like pop as we walked past them. Like they'd be on the side of the road just hanging out and chilling, and we'd walk past them. The giant jaguar would just be like chomp. It's like human is standing on the side of the road. Giant jaguar bites the human. It's like, but I just walked past you. So yeah, it was like we just left like this like massacre of we were like this super chill bard that like didn't fight with anything, but like by the time we traveled to like 10 different places, this giant jaguar had like 50 kills. It was very funny to me. Well, that's good that 2 of them don't have it. I hope everybody's okay though. Did you get it? Because I know that you said that you were delivering it to family members. Or delivering groceries to family members. You didn't get it from them, did you? Regardless, it sucks. I hope you guys get over the get over it as quickly as possible. You know, be safe, dude. Being sick sucks. All right, turkeys. We already have turkeys. Let's just put the last of it into plump hamlets. And plump helmet spawn. All right, we are pretty much all good to go here. Once again, I need 7 dwarves. If you've died in one of the last 2 forts, I request that you refrain from asking for a name until tomorrow. And now's your time to shine. And Andar, you get a dwarf. Everyone seems to be pretty much getting headaches and cold and flu standard issues. Nothing more serious than that. Oh, that's good. It's funny because like, well, it's not funny, but like, it's either people don't feel it at all and they're like, yeah, that was no big deal, or like they have mild symptoms and it's kind of like just having a flu, or they're sick for the next year and a half. Like I know somebody who got COVID about 3 months ago and still doesn't have his sense of smell back. So, Casey, we'll just go with Casey if that's okay, because that name's gonna be very long. Ast, you can be Scoops. Must be the onions you're eating. That or you're just secret because you're always sick. That's my secret. Moldath. Acray. We got 1 left who's a Goden. Any dibs, chat? By the way, Pablo, you're still alive in this fort, and also you should look at the DF talk room on Discord, because you killed a bunch of angels. Is it okay if I just call you Sleepy, just so I can keep the 2 separated in Legends, Murph? That, or we can give it to Omnivore or Aegis. Yeah, I'm gonna do that. Sorry, Sleepy. I'm gonna give it to Omnivore. Omnivore. There's mushroom wine. Like I can name people once we start getting migrants too, assuming we make it that far. They make mushroom wine, and I've had mushroom wine, and mushroom wine just kind of tastes winey, like alcohol-y. What sort of angels? I don't know what they were because you can't look them up in Legends. But they were called Naglux angels. If you want to download the world save and go dig for yourself, there's a link. But let's read these. All right, so this is what, the 5th time we've done this today? Bass Relic says, show me some mercy now and again. She's 53 years old, born on the 5th of Timber in the year 127. She has a high, squeaky voice, and her, so hello, Alvin and the Chipmunks. And her heliotrope eyes have large irises. She has a prominent chin and long hair that is arranged in double braids. She is average in size, and her hair is black. Her skin is dark peach. She likes borax, rose gold, moss agate, the color carmine. The way to say carmine is just fun. Caps and bins, and yaks for their shaggy hair. Elephant sealmen for their great size, and the words of the paper of lace. And when possible, prefers to consume giant jumping spider. Giant jumping spiders are so cute in Dwarf. And parsnip wine, and alpaca's milk, and fonio flour, and carrot seeds, and quarry bush leaves, and absolutely hates slugs. You just got a pop-up saying that something has been found at half a day's travel, and look into your, that sounds like a lot of pressure. You cannot, does it say hillocks? Does it say goblin pits? What does it say? Like, what is the thing that has been founded? It should say what it is. But that means that you're doing well, and it means that the world is evolving around you in real time, which is really cool, actually. Where was I? She personally believes that perseverance is one of the greatest qualities somebody can have in life, and is often put off by trade and commerce. Believes it is important to conceal emotions and refrain from complaining, and finds the pursuit of knowledge to be a waste of effort. Dreams of mastering a skill and often acts with compassion. Tends to share her own experiences and thoughts with others, and she struggles against this tendency, and she finds such open expression offensive, and she finds obligations confining, though she is conflicted by this for more than one reason. She does not easily hate or develop negative feelings, and she is often nervous. She has a greedy streak and often feels discouraged. She tends to be a bit stubborn in changing her mind about things, and she occasionally overindulges. She tends to think before acting and talks to inanimate objects when she's thinking. Needs alcohol to get through the working day. You know, chat, sometimes I have long, heartfelt discussions with my stove. True story. She finds such opening. Okay, on to the next one. Dreams of mastering a skill. Jimmy Tibby, aka Ass, says, I'm fine. He is 67 years old, born on the 15th of Slate in the year 113. Well, you're not going to be fine as soon as we settle where we're headed. He is very short, and his slightly close-set heliotrope eyes are slit. Very squinty. I see what you did there. His very short sideburns are neatly combed. His medium-length mustache is neatly combed. His very long beard is arranged in double braids. His very short hair is neatly combed. He has a high voice and a prominent chin, and his small-lobed ears are extremely tall. His eyelashes are short, and his somewhat tall head is somewhat broad. His hair is black, and his skin is dark peach. He personally sees freedom and independence as completely worthless and finds blind honesty foolish. Oh no, he finds me foolish, and does not respect the law and values artwork, and doesn't see cooperation as valuable, and dreams of raising a family. He's very quick to anger and has an overinflated sense of self-worth. He is not particularly interested in what others think of him, and prefers that everyone live as harmoniously as possible. He doesn't try to get things done perfectly, and doesn't mind wearing something special now and again. Can handle stress and has a greedy streak. Needs alcohol to get through the working day. Dwarves started extracting steel out of lava? Excuse me? How? What? You have an overinflated sense of self-worth, Orange? Based on your DMs, they say something very different. Meanwhile, Anander is 76 years old, born on the 1st of limestone in the year 104. His very long sideburns are neatly combed. He has a long mustache that's also neatly combed. He has a medium-length beard that is braided, and his short hair is neatly combed. His heliotrope eyes have large irises, and his ears are extraordinarily broad. He has a prominent chin, and his hair is black. His skin is dark peach. He is incredibly strong and agile, but slow to heal. Anandar likes conglomerate, sterling silver and red beryl, rambutan wood and aardvark tooth, llama wool, and maces and slabs and flasks for their wool. The lumbering trolls for their macabre ways, which are a night creature that I think you only ever run into in adventure mode. Cedars for their majesty and the words of the crypt of cleaning and the sound of the sparkles of aquamarine. That sounds like something from My Little Pony. And the embraces of lathering. And when possible, he prefers to consume brook lamprey and sunberries and quinoa beer. And can't stand rats. Personally, does not respect the law and dreams of crafting a masterwork someday. Intellectually stubborn, rarely changing his mind, despite in a debate, regardless of its merits, and forms only fleeting rare emotional bonds with others. He is curious and sometimes to his detriment and is sloppy with his living space. He is very stubborn, he is a pessimist, and he tends to be swayed by the emotions of others. He tends to share his own experiences and thoughts with others and enjoys the company of others. He finds obligation confining and my eyes are being mean to me. Though he values the concept of loyalty, and he's troubled by this by his natural tendencies. Oh my God. He is assertive and does not have a great aesthetic sensitivity, and he is conflicted by this as he values artwork and its creation, doesn't mind a little tumult and discord in day-to-day living, and can sometimes be considered rude, doesn't mind wearing something special now and again, and is not particularly interested in what others think of him. When greeting them, and he needs alcohol to get through the working day. Oh boy. Hammer you law? Do you consider yourself a law-hammered citizen? Just responding to a question on Discord. All right. Next is Casey, and she is 79 years old, born on the 11th of Malachite in the year 101. She says, I just don't understand these flames of passion people go on about. Oh, that's funny. That is funny. That is funny. Smelting feature? Oh, you mean like you're using like magma furnaces? I don't know. I've never heard of like extracting steel out of the lava before. That's interesting. I've never heard of that, but maybe I'm missing a mechanic that I don't know about. Personally, finds introspection to be a waste of time and dreams of crafting a masterwork someday. Likes lead, praise, giant deer antler, and linen paper. Linen paper? What? Linen paper. And low boots and backpacks and cows for their haunting moos. I've been reading too much today, chat. My brain's starting to malfunction. Monsters of the night for their macabre ways, and the sound of the poet of couples, and when possible prefers to consume cow cheese and cabbages, and beetroot wine, and absolutely hates cave spiders. You know, I'm starting to think that they're just sending the dwarves that they don't like out here. She is very short and with well-defined muscular. Wait, what? She is very short with well-defined muscular. That feels like a broken sentence. Her lips are very thick and her hair is clean-shaven. Her slightly sunken heliotrope eyes have large irises and her somewhat broad ears are tall. Her eyelashes are extremely long and her hair is black. And her dark peach skin is slightly wrinkled, so her head's a peach. Got it. She's completely wrapped up in her own appearances and activity and abilities and other personal matters, and can be very single-minded, and tends to avoid physical confrontations. She works to square this natural tendency with her respective martial prowess, and isn't particularly ambitious, and generally finds herself quite hopeful about the future. She enjoys the company of others, and tends to make a small mess with her own possessions. She prefers to present herself modestly, and prefers that everyone live as harmoniously as possible. and she can easily fall in love and develop positive sentiments. She does not often feel lustful and can handle stress. She has a greedy streak and an active imagination. And she tends to form only tenuous emotional bonds with others. And when she's thinking, she clicks her tongue repeatedly. And she often tells pointless stories when she's bored and holds her breath when she's nervous and needs alcohol to get through the working day. Hey, chat, I got a genuine question real quick. Should I put all of those false starts up on YouTube? Like, were they entertaining enough to be put up on YouTube? Or should I just, like, put the start that finally works up on YouTube? Because it's been a long time since I've had this many false starts. So I don't really know what I should do with that. Because I put my VODs up on YouTube, right? Like, the last 3 Haunted Forts, we just kind of didn't run into problems. But today it's like 2 in a row that, like, died very suddenly. I like the pointless stories detail. Scoops is 77 years old, born on the 5th of Sandstone in the year 103. For coherency, maybe? Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I guess I could just be like, bunch of false starts or something. Put it in the title so that it's like they're getting into. Anyway, his somewhat narrow, close-set heliotrope eyes have very large irises. And he says, I'm at my best under pressure. His short sideburns are neatly combed, and his long mustache is neatly combed. His very long beard is arranged in double braids, and his very long beard is arranged in double braids, and his hair is clean-shaven. His extremely tall, broad ears have large hanging lobes. His eyes are slightly protruding, and his hair is black, and his skin is dark peach. He likes schist, lead, sapphire, tiger shark, leather. Tiger shark is a really good beer, actually. Cotton, fabric, helms, and backpacks, and boxes and bags and cows for their hunting moose. When possible, prefers to consume clown loach, pineapple wine, and kangaroo's milk, and fonio flour, and absolutely hates flies. Personally respects guile and cunning and respects perseverance and sees guile and cunning as somewhat worthless. Finds those that deny their impulses somewhat stiff, and sees merrymaking as a waste, and doesn't particularly value loyalty, and dreams of crafting a masterwork someday. Relies on the advice of others during decision-making, and does not enjoy participating, does not enjoy participating in physical confrontation. There we go. He likes to square his natural tendency with his respect for martial prowess and can handle stress. Doesn't cling tightly to ideas and is open to changing his mind. He doesn't mind a little tumult and discord in day-to-day living and is somewhat quarrelsome. He is bothered by this since he values friendship and doesn't often feel envious of others. He is often nervous and has a greedy streak and has a noticeable lack of perseverance and finds this troubling since he values perseverance. Wait, what? He has a noticeable lack of perseverance and finds this troubling since he values perseverance. All right. Often acts with compassion and tries to do things correctly each time. This is like me valuing skills in mathematics, but having like no skills in mathematics. Personally, acts with a narrow focus on the current activity and needs alcohol to get through the working D. Acre. Oldath. He is 56 years old, born on the 9th of Ametite in the year 124. He is short and very strong, and his sideburns are clean-shaven. His very long mustache is arranged in double braids, and his very long beard is arranged in double braids. His hair is clean-shaven, and he has a grating, raspy voice. His heliotrope eyes have large irises, and his ears have large hanging lobes and prominent chin. And his eyelashes are extremely short, and his hair is black, and his skin is dark peach. I really like that dark peach skin. He likes dolomite, bismuth bronze, clear tourmaline, bitter orange, wood, giant rhinoceros leather, ibex horn, amber, the color amber, picks and shoes and grates, and animal traps for their scent, and animal traps and pigs for their sense of smell. Flymen for their ability to annoy. Help me! Flymen for their ability to annoy, and the Torch of Glimmers. And when possible, prefers to consume cassava beer, and has a great creativity, and a very good focus, and a very good spatial sense. Personally, has a negative view of those who exercise power over others and doesn't particularly value or care about craftsmanship and dreams of mastering a skill. Dislikes abstract discussions and would much rather focus on practical examples. He is prone to strong feelings of lust and is trusting and is sloppy with his living space. He tends to avoid any physical confrontations and works to square this tendency with his respect of martial prowess, and is quite polite and somewhat uncomfortable around those that appear unusual or live differently from himself. Whew. Once again, I'm reading too much too quickly and like knocking myself out of breath. Just drink some coffee. I also have, like, I've read this text so many times. I have a habit of like reading it faster than I see it. Like just predicting what it's going to be. He takes after help and gifts without feeling particularly grateful and is somewhat quarrelsome, and he is bothered by this since he values friendship and he tries to get things done perfectly. He does not share his own experiences and thoughts with others and needs alcohol to get through the working day. I am omnivore. Or should I say I am omnivore. Eating all the chicken behind that door. I don't even know this. I try not to interrupt, says I am omnivore. He is 78 years old, born on the 14th of Granite in the year 102. He is incredibly muscular and his lips are thick. He has a prominent chin and his heliotrope eyes have large irises. His long sideburns are braided. His long mustache is neatly combed. His medium-length beard is arranged in double braids and his very short hair is neatly combed. His ears are tall and his head is somewhat broad. His hair is black and his skin is dark peach. He likes resin, opal, persimmon wood, and warhammers, and thrones and scepters and ballista parts, and the word of the paper of lace, and the sound of the adorable lark, and when possible prefers to consume gray squirrel, guppy, and peach cider, and absolutely hates bark scorpions, and has an amazing memory and good creativity, but for poor focus. Personally values tranquility and a peaceful day, and sees sacrifices foolish and doesn't see cooperation as valuable, and dreams of crafting a masterwork someday, is somewhat scatterbrained and often feels discouraged, tends to be swayed by emotional appeals and doesn't handle stress well. He has an active imagination and he is stubborn. He tries to keep his things orderly and is quite polite. He tends to be passive in discussions and chews his lips when he's excited. He laughs loudly when he's surprised and needs alcohol to get through the working day. And he likes working outdoors and only grumbles mildly at bad weather. You have a good night, Cramp. Thanks for hanging out. Cheers. You really want to know where this door is now? I don't know. You're the omnivore. I'm just spewing bullshit. So we are Uniontheater of the climactic dwelling, and our symbol is the dented cat, an image of a cat and a foul Blendek and a demon rat. The cat is screaming, the foul Blendek is striking a menacing pose, and the cat is devouring the demon rat. Strike the earth. So hopefully this goes better than the last two. Or I guess 1.5. I'm sorry, Ketchupon. I hope that you're able to recover from that alcoholism. I mean, I need THC to get through most working days, so like I'm right there with you. If we hit that sub goal, I'll go get a beer. But, you know, that's just me in celebration. That's not really like an incentive or anything. You have arrived after a journey from the Mount Gnomes into the forbidding wilderness beyond. Your harsh trek has finally ended, and your party of 7 is to make an outpost for the glory of all, Thresmis Burr. There's almost no supplies left, but with stout labor comes sustenance. By bull, plow, or hook, provide for your dwarves. You are expecting a supply caravan just before the winter will entomb you. But it is springtime now, enough time to delve secure lodgings, ere the black bears get hungry. A new chapter of Dwarven history begins here at this place. Semor Stinthad, Uniontheater. Strike the earth. All right. Whoa. Haunted biome, bigger river edition. Dare I say, cooler haunted biome. All right, so there's an undead peregrine falcon. Let's just put all of the animals right here. You're not there yet? Yeah, well, alcoholism is not a fun thing. I can confirm. Let's hack down a bunch of trees and clear some space. Uniontheater, not Union Weather. So, previous two attempts were right here. Theater vaults. This is our previous fortress, which is Mothfall. Which oddly enough doesn't have like the listed we captured a demon slab there, which I'm very proud of. And then this is Hotbeards, our other fort that we did in this world. Turkeys are not grazing, so they can be anywhere you put them. And then we go and start digging. And fortunately for us, we don't have to worry so much about where we dig because there's no aquifers on this map. Let's go down to layer 15. But we need to get underground ASAP. Not going to spend too much time setting things up. I just need them to dig. Game, you lied to me. What is that? It's sand. Oh, man. Well. All right, well, it's just, if there is a aquifer there, it's just 1 Z level. So that's not a big deal. Let's just do this. It's 2 Z levels, I lied. Nope, don't dig that out. There we go. Red sand is awesome because with red sand, we can make glass. Because of how shallow this world is, red sand will be super easy to make into glass. So if things go well in here, it is very possible that we could do some shenanigans with sand. Lots of spooky trees here. Let's finish this up. Although I do kind of have a hard time looking at red sand. It's one of the few colors in this color setup that I have right now that's a bit harsh. There is that. That's kind of a caveat. Oh, shit. Is that aquifer or no? Actually, it doesn't look like it. Right? Oh, no. Sandnanigans? Sure. Yes. The walls are basically me putting a cork in the dike, essentially. It's like I'm blocking the flow of water. This won't work on heavy aquifers, but on light aquifers, this is a perfectly legitimate strategy. On heavy aquifers, you need to pump the water out faster than it's flowing in, and varied aquifers are a question mark. Previously, we were on a varied aquifer. I thought that this biome didn't have an aquifer, but I guess I must have misread. But we do have this lovely large river, which is awesome, by the way, which we will absolutely redirect if given the opportunity and whatnot, so. sad bit is this also is apparently an aquifer, which I'm very sad about. Meaning it's a deep aquifer, meaning it could go down like 7 or 8 levels. Yep, this is a deep aquifer. Brilliant. All right, well, this is going to be a pain in the dick, but won't be too difficult. Okay, we got 2 undead peregrine falcons. There's 1 dead. At least I think that's 1. Get back to work, dwarves. I'm sorry, what is that? Oh, somebody's pick got thrown into a tree. All right, who's the genius that threw their pickaxe into the tree? The expedition leader strikes the peregrine corpse in the upper leg with his copper pick, and the severed part sails off in an arc. Well, that's good. What all the purple moving bits are? So in haunted biomes, you have dense staring eyeballs, and they blink. That's what the zeros, circles, and these tiny little O's are. So these are, that's a tiny staring eyeball, a medium staring eyeballs, large staring eyeballs. They're clusters of eyeballs that are staring at you. And then these are dense wormy tendrils. So the moving things are wormy tendrils. They're like little fingers that are going and like it's like Zoidberg's mouth, but like all over the ground and grass. They're going, why not Zoidberg? And everybody else is like, ah! That's what those are. How's that for a description? Tarn is a crazy motherfucker. Yeah, haunted biomes are wild. You have yet to embark in an evil place? Yeah, and I normally have more luck than this in evil biomes, but we've had 2 false starts. By that, I mean, we were doing just fine, and then a bunch of undead foul blend decks arrived, and then we were dead immediately. And so then we tried to re-embark there, and then we got killed by the water buffalo that was part of the original fort. And so now we're on attempt number 3, so we'll see. I mean, if this one fails, then I guess this is a failed experiment, and we'll start a new fort tomorrow, but, like, I don't know. We'll make a fort start work today. Can you romance it? Only if you're hard enough. I mean, try hard enough. What? You can romance anything if you buy it a drink first and it says yes, and you're both consenting adults. Oh. Well, I found the water. You found an expansive cavern deep underground. Well, what is that? Oh, saltpeter. Oh my god, this is all an aquifer? What in the absolute fuck? I hate this. This is cursed. All right, it's okay. I can make this work. What? Hey, look, a bunch of elk birds on a tree. 10 little elk birds sitting in a tree. Kissing. Up there. Okay, I need floors. This is going to be... This is probably a mistake, actually. Like, trying to make this fort layout work is probably a mistake. But, damn it, I'm going to try. All right, so... if we can make this fort layout work, this is going to be one of the coolest cavern forts I've ever done. But under the water? I mean, that would just be really slow and tedious. I don't know how much you know about how Dwarf Fortress works, but, like, man, the job cancellations on that would be obnoxious. I'm going to try and make this work, though. We'll see what we can do. Because this construction will actually be pretty quick. So it's terrifying. So it's terrifying the hardest surrounding in the game? No, it depends on what spawns in the biome. Like, Untamed Wilds is about the same as Haunted, to be completely honest with you. So both of the undead peregrine falcons vanished. Actually, what I can do is this. Oh, look what Scoop's got. An emu. Not to be confused with the emu, of course. Totally different. Well, the thing is, if you're digging one layer below water, every single tile you dig, the game's gonna cancel and pause. And you can disable that, but you don't really want to, because the second you forget where the water flows are coming from, you then drown the fort. Like spontaneously, and that's no fun. No, that'll be upstairs. Upstairs. And then a wall next to that. This is going to be kind of tedious for the next little bit, but if we can build it, this will be a really cool entrance to the fort. Just have to be wary of those elk birds all in that tree. 10 little elk birds sitting in a tree. Perfect. All right, so this is where things are going to start getting a little bit obnoxious, so bear with me here for the next 5 minutes. We're gonna have to do this one layer at a time, but if I do this one layer at a time and we do it right, this will actually be a really cool entrance to the fort. Like a really cool entrance to the fort. The problem is, can I... Actually, chat, genuine question. Do you guys think we can get this all set up the way I'm doing it before actual threats arrive? Because currently I'm kind of going, this might be a bad idea. But if we pull this off, this would be a pretty cool fort. Rob not. But if we do though, wombat corpse and fallen things. Okay, here's a thing that I'm gonna do. Constructing buildings. I'm just gonna let them finish constructing buildings. And I'm going to build... Actually, you know what? Let's do this. I'm gonna just do something a little rash. Let's hope that we have enough wood. There is a burb attacking us. Fortunately, the birds are beat to deathable. It depends on the evil biome. And the air quotes depends on evil biome depends heavily on the evil biome. So it, yes and no. It depends on what biome it is. Also, if the corpse is mangled, which is usually the case after dwarves beat it to death, then it becomes a non-issue. So I'm gonna make another zone right here, and this is going to be for all my livestock. Oopsies. Basically what I'm doing is I'm going to build a box around us, and I'm going to seal us in so that I can just build for a little bit and not worry about it. Let's set that as a meeting area and as a zone. All right, that should do her. I think that's like a few spots that still need to be sealed up, but that should lock us totally in here. We're just gonna seal ourselves inside because we're in late summer, which means we're also gonna get a migrant wave pretty soon, which is fine. We're gonna have to ignore traders though, most likely. Because it's gonna take us a little while to build what we need to build. Ukraine is the worst. I can confirm that, yes. Ukraine sucks. But this biome will be genuinely pretty looking once we get it all built up a bit. All right, let's wait for them to bring this wood in because we're going to need that once they finish the top. Pretty trippy. Oh, like these biomes look really cool. The corpse is propelled away from the force of the blow. I mean, that's good. And then I'm going to add a burrow. I'm also going to make a garbage dump. I'm gonna dump all these. Orders. Refuse. Gather refuse. Okay, I'm gonna gather refuse from outside. And they should, yes, they will move all of those corpses out of here. And then once this stockpile is full, I'm just gonna seal this in. And that will be it for us until migrants show up. Oh, that's good. The miner kicks the Tricell Peregrine in the head with his left foot, and the injured part collapses. And then we can just hide in our little box until migrants show up, or we have time to or once we've finished like building the actual fort and have a way of sealing it off. Uh-oh. Where's this wombat? Okay, well, the wombat's over on the behind my camera, so we don't need to worry about the wombat too much. It's on the other side of the river. Like, I think it probably can walk across, but I'm not too worried. The eagle, the miner strikes the eagle corpse in the head with his copper pick, and the severed part sails off in an arc. Good hit, Anander. You done good. All right, so everybody hide in the burrow. And they got interrupted by something. Done. So now we are sealed inside. So now we're safe. And I can sip my coffee for a second. Is this at least exciting viewing? I don't even know if you guys are like able to follow what's really going on. Like, this is kind of chaotic. But the benefit of this, well, is this is a very wet platform. But once we're done building this down here, this is going to be badass looking. I really hope I have enough wood to actually do this. This game is going to continue getting updates and or wait, do you see this game getting an update that changes the game loop? Myths and Magic. Yes. Like I don't really know what you're asking aside from that. Yeah, we're gonna need to get more materials from somewhere. But yes, Myths and Magic is going to change the game loop quite considerably. I'm sorry, what? Oh, fuck. I've completely built this off center. Helps you get a better grasp of the game. Yeah, like I sometimes have a hard time like wrapping my head around whether or not my forts are even entertaining in the first place. But yeah, Myths and Magic will be a huge change if Tarn gets half of the features in that he wants. We'll just I have a temporary fix from this. We can pretty this up later. You think capitalism will change the gameplay loop for the better? That's just going to lead to a lot of homeless dwarves, dude. But, yeah. Well, it did the first time. All right, let's jump up to the surface and make a mason shop. Item in the way. Try that again. All right, fine. But like the game's already gotten updates that have changed the gameplay loop. If you watch players who played this game way back when and then play the game now, the way people play is quite a bit different, actually. Like, the gameplay loop has already changed, I would say. Okay, you know what? Let's do this. So I can fix this much easier than I thought I could initially. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to demolish all of those. The water is, there's going to be water flowing around, so hopefully nobody drowns. Dwarves, there's one rule, no drowning. Yo, Squug, what up? What do you mean by filthy explorer? Oh, do you mean like you're playing Elden Ring? Is that what you're saying? No, I mean, what's wrong with playing Elden Ring but also showering? Then you'd be a clean explorer. Jeez. Do I keep setting this to marker only? Buttons are too close together. Autumn has come. Oh, you're driving out... oh, Exploiter. I read that as Explorer. I was like... But you're grinding duck game? Well, good luck. Sorry you have to do that. That game's fun to play for fun. It's not fun to play for Chivos. Like, duck game is phenomenal. Trying to be good at duck game is not.
This is madness! Madness. This.
You saw yourself on the Dragon Force stream? Cool. Hold on. Yeet. Hobo, wave at the camera. I mean, I don't know where you are, but... Oh, wait, are you up at the front, Hobo? I think I saw you. If you're like over on the side, like looking back and waving your hand like this, yeah, I saw you. You're in the crowd. I don't know. Okay, well. You know what people should start doing at Dragon Force shows? Bringing signs that just have their Twitch URL on it. Someone should do that. Stoned Hobo, professional streamer. That would be very amusing to me. And probably nobody else, but... Yeah. Enjoy the show, dude. Yeah, I see you. Like 90%. 90% sure. But maybe not. Could be wrong. Yeah, have a good show, dude. All right. At least we're like safe for the time being, at the very least. Because I'm trying to like build dumb shit instead. I'm just like, you know, fighting. You saw them in Sonata, one of the point, and at one point in the DFs, or Dragon Force said Dragon Force and the keyboardists did their, oh really? Yeah, they don't have a guitarist anymore, because he left the band, which kind of sucks, but I think they sound better for it. Their guitarist was never the best, or like he just drank too much, so. The quality of his performances always degraded as the performances went on and the tours went on. It's one of those like, it's for the best, but also kind of sucks. Depends on the aquifer. Are we talking heavy aquifers? Because very painfully with a lot of pumps. If we're talking light aquifers or varied aquifers, they're like a non-issue. What was that? I'm seeing vermin I don't recognize. That or something just died. Oh, probably bats, actually. Getting caught by cave spiders. Yeah, so there's 3 different kinds of aquifers. There's heavy aquifers, light aquifers, and varied aquifers. Heavy aquifers are the problem ones. They're the ones that will give you, like, serious issues. Every other type of aquifer is, like, kind of a non-concern, really. No, it's the rate at which they dump water on your face. That's what I was looking for. Swarm of blood gnats. Ah, blood gnats. Lovely. Yeah, so it's like, well, it's water pressure, so it's the amount of water that comes out. Yeah, the old aquifers are just heavy aquifers, but since then there's been a few different types of aquifers put into the game, as a attempt to make them less fort ending, basically. So non-heavy aquifers, the light and the varied ones, are much more mild than the... it's like the difference between a habanero pepper and just a plain chili, you know? I don't know why I made that example, but... because light aquifers are basically what aquifers are like in real life. It's just kind of like moist sand that water will come out slowly, but like it's not going to be like a fucking torrent of water, which is what they were like previously. So if you had like a hard time with them in the past, they're like a non-issue now. Otherwise, just make sure you only settle, like if you're learning the game, just make sure that you only settle on light aquifers, and then you won't have a problem. Hey, Psychon. What's up? Fast up. Thanks for the first resub in 3 hours, Psychon. 33 months with Prime. Means a lot, dude. Thanks for keeping that sub alive. Hope things have been pretty swell for you, or at the very least passably decent. Apologies for this tedium, but I swear it will be worth it for Wolfort entrance. We do have plenty of resources, so there is that. Also, investments are open. If you want to invest your tickets in check, and I get a big round of beers for Psychon, keeping that sub alive for 33 months in a row. If you're new here and you don't know how to do that, just type in the word beer, and my bot will respond with the beer. Many different languages work. It's up to you to find all of them. And also, the beers emoji works, HS Cheers works, and Dr. Phineas, thanks for checking out a 5-pack. What's up, dude? Been a minute. Hope you're doing well. I mean, it hasn't been that long, but it's been like a week or something. I haven't seen you since like last week. Like, my God, like the last time I streamed. Also, shoutouts to like literally 4 people that are in chat right now that just all got gifted subs. Enjoy those subs, guys. Enjoy the ad-free viewing for the next 30 days, courtesy of Phineas. Thanks, man. The doc. Exclamation point breaks it. I don't know. Things are pretty good. Hell yeah, man. It's been a fun stream today, but the maybe not so much for the dwarves. Day's pretty good. I hope you've been well, Psychon. Hope things are going all right. Thinking of a macro people had in Ultima Online since NPCs reacted to typed messages and they had a vendor and the bank guard's beer to hit all common. Yeah, fun fact about that statement, just because like you said it out loud. Me and a bunch of people have been like throwing around the idea of maybe running an Ultima Online private server for a while for stream. Actually, everybody was in chat. That was like a perfect 5-pack because I didn't know that Verifiably was here. Thanks for the lurks, dude. All right, so really, where's this water draining? So what we're gonna do here. Oh, actually, it's probably the water flowing. Okay, so the outpost liaison has arrived, as well as wagons that have bypassed your inaccessible site. I don't really have a place for them to trade. Not sure why there's a bunch of undead turkeys on the map. They seem to still have all of mine. You're trying to convince the missus to renew your Prime subscription and it's not working? Well, I mean, don't give Amazon money if you don't need to. What the fuck is this turkey? I don't see it. It's invisible. Oh, I see. They're all the way up here at the top of the map. Wild turkeys, hey? Psychon, thanks for gifting a sub to Anander and fixing that problem for us. Jack, can I get a big round of beers? For Anander. We just need one other person to either resub or gift a sub, and then it's a hype train. Or cheer 100 bits. Let's just go over here. And over here. Let's also mine that out. All there. Such a sketchy fort right now. Cave water fishing is going to be booming? Theoretically. Theoretically, yeah. Cheers, have a good day at work, and hopefully your night goes by smoothly and quickly. Alright. Water bring crundles? Crundles are not amphibious, if that's what you're asking. We're trying to get over here. Trying to get to this. This is going to be the entrance to the fort. This is actually going to be a pretty badass fort. And then we're going to build out in this. Like, this is where we're going to live in. Is this kind of square thing in the center. Admittedly, I could make this much easier on myself and just dig through this, but what's the point of making a fort like this easy, you know? that? Yes, those two are constructed, so we're gonna just deconstruct those. I'm going to remove that stairway right there. The wall piece right there. All hours and counting? Why are you working so long? That seems a bit excessive. Why would they be able to move faster in water, though? What? Some migrants have arrived. Now, this is suboptimal. All right. Remove construction. And turn on the burrow. So we're just going to get what we get, and then we're going to go back to work. I mean, it depends on... I mean, if you have, like, war-trained giant toads... to 13 dwarves? Bambool? Okay, chat, we get to name some new dwarves in a minute here, but let's just get everybody inside safely first. I'm your liaison from the Mountain Homes. Let's discuss your situation. There's much to share. What requests do you have of our merchants? Let's just say steel, iron, and steel anvils, and I'll worry about that later. And he says, Base Relic, I look forward to our meeting next year. Our fortunes rise and fall together. To 16 dwarves. They're still coming. My God. Kind of a lot of them. Aw, no named dwarves. And there we go. We are now sealed off again. With the outpost liaison in here. All right. Just give me like, hold that thought, Star Legend. I'm just going to, because I just would like to finish getting this entrance turned into an entrance. And once this is an entrance, then I will start accepting name requests. But until then, just give me a couple minutes. I just want this to be the entrance to a fort instead of like a weird precarious nightmare, which is what it is currently. But yes, you can absolutely claim a dwarf, and I will keep that in mind. There. And then after I name dwarves, I think I'm going to take a 5-minute break. We're not going to do like the big fancy breaks that I normally do with the records and stuff. I'm just going to take a real quick 5-minute break and eat a sandwich because I'm quite hungry, and it is past my din-din time. Or past my lunchtime, rather. Not din-din time. All right. That's going to be our living space. Fuck me. This is the most ridiculous aquifer I've ever seen. Like, to the point where I'm starting to think it's a bug. I'm sorry, the eagle head is fighting? I do that too, Red March. Getting gifted a sub while lurking reminds you of those clips where someone is where there are just some rustling sounds, and then a flashlight clicks on, and then all of a sudden, you see a weird creature suspiciously crouched over something up at night, and except in a positive way. Or like sitting on a fart cushion, but you know, you could have the terrifying nightmare version of that story if you want. My dad's texting me. Hold up. Okay, this is becoming a massive pain in the anus. Because apparently, this aquifer continues into here. I will mine out one more tile. You have a good one. Cheers, Base Relic. Or Bass Relic, not Base Relic. I will do my damnedest. You know what? Let's see if we can just dig down here. All right. I think I figured out how we're going to set this up. Let's just cancel all of that because this whole fucking layer is cursed. The one beneath it is cursed. I mean, it's haunted, so I guess it's fitting, but... Yeah. No, that should be downstairs. No, it really doesn't. This is also the deepest aquifer I've seen in my entire Dwarf Fortress career. I've never seen an aquifer that stretches this far down. Not once. To the point where, like, I'm blaming my own, like, world gen shenanigans. At least we have a lot of miners, so I can get stuff done pretty quick. And we only have 16 dwarves, so... should be able to recoup stuff pretty quickly. I still already have a bunch of stuff that needs to be rebuilt, too. Man, that's filling... Hold up. Don't be a fucking aquifer all the way down. You had a 7-layer deep one? Yeah, but have you ever seen 12? I've had like 6 before. Like, that's not too crazy, but I've never had one that goes all the way down to the bottom. To the point where, like, I'm starting to think that, like, this whole world's just fucked up and I've just never embarked somewhere where I would run into it. Like, look at the speed at which this water is dumping out of here. Like, it's ridiculous. Which is also part of the reason I'm not naming more dwarves right now, because I'm just, like, annoyed beyond all reason. Like, what is happening? Maybe not beyond all reason, but I am definitely annoyed. All right. Well, I mean, on the bright side, they're getting showers constantly. These are very clean dwarves. Oh my god, is that the bottom of it? Oh man, please tell me that's the bottom of it. That would be so nice. Hold up. Let's just see if this is the bottom of it. Chat, I think the bottom of it. But that filled up so fucking quick. Holy shit. Let's just do this. I'm gonna have to do some shenanigans up here. Take a shot every time streamer says shenanigans. I don't think this will cave in. It'd be really funny if it did, though. It's gonna be a really drippy fort. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to dig out this whole thing right here. And then I'm going to channel it out. And then I'm going to fill it in with blocks. So that, yeah, it'll rain. The water will fall. But it won't have anywhere to go when it falls. It'll just go glug, 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 glug. The way we're going to do this is we're going to power through here. Do this. This is like the most aquifer fucking around with I've had to do in like since heavy aquifers were a thing. Don't do what blind is doing? I mean, why not? This is like the only solution to like have a reasonable fort. How did the eagle get in here? Okay, so the eagles are able to get in. Flying creatures are able to make it into my fort. Well, that's good. Because all of the water is coming from this floor right here. Actually, you know what? Let's cancel all this right now. But cutting out this layer will stop water from falling from the ceiling, so. See, all the water is just coming from everywhere right here right now. So now I can do this. Dwarves come flying down here. A bunch of them fell asleep on the way in. The merchants left, which is good. They should have left a while ago. It's a forest! Hey, haunted forest! Run away! Flee for your lives, you fools! Or wait, hold up. Let's actually do this way. I don't know if watching me tinker with this super, like, tight timing things are entertaining, but I hope that you're enjoying the stream, chat room. All right, come on. We're almost done here. Then this water can dry. At least it's, like, not flowing hard enough that it's, like, washing dwarves away, right? Like, nobody's died. Right, like, that's the one real benefit we have here so far. Nobody's, like, been killed so far. We should have named this fortress like the Watering Hole or the Watery Hole or something. Like the something watering hole. Oh, shit, did I dig that out? I can't remember. Chat room, did I dig this one out? You will drown everyone? No one's gonna drown the one. It's like, this is like drowning in a kiddie pool, but the problem is the entire fortress is a kiddie pool. That's the issue. It's not that we're all gonna drown in here. That's not the issue. The issue is like the whole fortress is a fucking kiddie pool and we're all going to drown in like 10 years if we leave the fort as is right now, which is suboptimal, obviously. Like, look at all of the water that's flowing into there. It's just comical. All right, let's channel both those out. That's what we need. Upstairs. We'll build a downstairs up here. So this little box here should fix the upper leaking problem. Now we just need to deal with the lower leaking problem. Rebrand the fort as a water park? What about, like, the creeping eyes and fingers growing from the ground in, like, the main area? I don't think that, like, you know, maybe we could have, like, some action park vibes, but I'm not entirely certain, like, parents would want to take their kids here, you know? All right, well, benefit is, down here is not filling with water. That's the benefit, is we may have finally found a layer that is not full of water. So let's just... Yes, it's fucking falling from the ceiling. All right, well, fuck this. We're just going to block this all off and go further down because this is not going to work. But what I will do... you know what, fuck it, we'll just leave it. Hey, cheers! We're, like, struggling. We're struggling! But it's fine. It's an enjoyable struggle, I think. I hope. I could mine this whole thing out. No, fuck it. We'll just leave this as is for right now. Is this gonna fill up with water? How full is that? 3, 4. Okay, so this should be okay. We should be far enough down now that we can start digging. Fingers crossed. Let's find out. Yay! We dug through it, chat. Can I get a hell yeah? Or a fucking finally? Either or works. Like, few tiles left here that are wet, but that's because of surrounding rock. Oh, nap time. All right, let's get back to it. All right, so this might be the dumbest fort entrance I've ever built. I still need to unfuck this whole area. But we'll do that after we've got a bunch of blocks. Stuff coming out of the walls there. What's that? Oh, it's schist. Schist down there. All right, so this fortress is going to be much less interesting than I wanted it to be. But at the very least, we can dig, I think. And put everything down here, and this can be our entry hall. I have a siege engineer. I'm gonna get mechanics, dude, because that's actually helpful to me. Whereas being a siege engineer really isn't. You know, this area down here might actually be not aquifer-y. This area might also be good. But we'll see if all of this water evaporates. If all this water evaporates, then we are just golden. But I need a stockpile zone and a place to put everything. So we're just going to throw everything down here. And then we can do all of the naming and things. Boy. But did you find the DF news stuff, or did you just stumble upon stuff randomly? Generally, I think people find me through Reddit. Not a lot of people come in from the YouTube channel. Even the YouTube channel gets a decent number of views these days. But thank you for swinging by and saying hi. Man, that was like what felt like 3 hours to get this sorted. That should be drying up entirely. I'm gonna make us a mason shop. It's gonna be the first thing we do. And that's going to make a bunch of doors, or rather, a bunch of stone hatch covers. 5 stone hatch covers, and then just start making blocks, I think. Hatch cover, hatch cover, hatch cover, hatch cover, hatch cover, block, repeat. All right, that's step 1 of what we need to do to actually turn this into a fort. We dug through all of it. We're through the aquifer. success. To the point where I think I can also dig this out. So let's just try. It seems to just be the conglomerate on the surface. That's the problem. So we're going to dig this out as well. And if so, this will be like meeting zone slash storage, and then that'll be like the actual entrance to the fort down there that we're digging out right now. And once I can get our meeting zone down here and a front door on the fort and all that jazz, then at that point we can just rename those new dwarves. And once I'm done renaming those new dwarves, I'm going to go do lunch break, because I have been streaming for 8 hours and I haven't had a lunch break yet. I normally do lunch break around hour 6. But I play without Dwarf Therapist? I mean, I don't know. It's just, it's kind of the way I've always played. And like, I've tried Dwarf Therapist and I just find it adds cumbersomeness and annoyance and tediousness and doesn't actually like make the flow of playing the game any smoother, which I think is the goal of the stuff. So to me, it just always felt kind of counterproductive, I guess. But I don't know, which is why I always encourage people who are learning the game for the first time to play without it, so that you become more aware of certain mechanics in the game without having to use the extra assistance of that stuff. All right, so let's get rid of this. No, that's not the button I wanted to hit. I want to get remove of this. I do still need to leave some of the animals up here. But floor hatches, slate floor hatches up here. To wait for one more. We're going to jump back down to you, and we're going to make a zone here. This is going to be a meeting location. We're going to make it a temple. Right next to it. Should have done this one first. Oh well. I'm going to make a meeting location, and this is going to be an inn and tavern. Go to locations. I'm going to set them both to no visitors, because there's no front door to the fort currently. Because it's a haunted biome, and there's undead turkeys and falcons, and an undead turkey head, and an undead turkey hen head. First caravan came with the liaison, and he's asking to make it official land of the realm. Say no! Say no! It does mean you're doing good, but say no. If you're new to the game, say no. TLDR, they'll give you a baron, so you'll have to set up a baron. Basically, it's like a mayor that has more demands and higher requests. So unless you want to have a baron, say no. I'm going to... that's not what I wanted. We're going to set this as a spot for the baby llama, the calf, the yak, and the horse. And the goat. Oh, that sounds horrible. It's not horrible. It's actually really cool. It's a lot of fun. But just know what you're getting into before you do it. Oh no. Llama child. Where's this baby llama? Oh. You fucking moron. Alright, well. Sorry, baby llama. You can't play without it. If you started without it, maybe you would not use it, but you're a sucker for mods in any games. I'm a sucker for mods, and I do modded playthroughs. I don't really consider those mods. Like DF Hack is kind of a mod. Therapist is more like playing Grand Theft Auto San Andreas with a trainer that gives you unlimited money. You know, it's like an assistance tool, which can be nice and can be a benefit and has its uses. But if you're not used to playing with it, it just kind of feels like cheating, if that makes any sense. Partially because it's like an external program that you have to tab to, you know? All right, let's make a mechanics table. Kind of don't like making this all into like a crafting zone, but I need bridges, so it doesn't matter. Finally did actually make it down to that layer minus 15 that we wanted to get to. Yeah, exactly. As a newbie, like, you don't want to deal with it. Having a Baron is real cool, because then it opens you up to being able to get royalty. But yes, it does mean that you're doing well. It means that your fort is growing in the world and becoming recognized by your dwarven society, which is fantastic. And what I would describe as, like, something to strive for, but as a new player, that's like just an extra added layer of shit that you need to pay attention to. Your world has low standards? Your faction might be dying, which is actually not uncommon, depending on how old your world is. Like, there was one time I started as part of a faction, and, like, within, like, the second migrant wave, the king showed up because the faction was, like, dead. And, like, 2 weeks into the fort, they were like, hey, guess what? You are the biggest fort in this civ, so, yay. Which was kind of like, oh no! I'm going to do this first because I'm concerned about that spot. Well, maybe not. Maybe I shouldn't be. I also have, like, no food, by the way. So that's another thing we get to deal with. Okay. Should you pull up Legends and see what it says about your faction? Pro tip, you always do. Legends is there for a reason. Sucks to be French. Are you from France or Quebec? But I don't think so. Like, you speak more coherently than I do on a Monday, so that's good. Quebec? I gotcha. I'm actually going to Quebec pretty soon. I'm over in Vancouver. You see, my little sister lives in Quebec. So we're gonna fly all the way back up here. And we're gonna make a little garden right here. 2 little gardens, actually. We need to get some food rolling. Otherwise, we are going to starve to death. So this is an undead turkey head. Just for reference, this is a turkey head that's like stilt walking on its beak. when you don't have a 50 centimeter blizzard threatening over your head. Yeah, over here in Vancouver, the recent weather was just like weather on Monday. We had rain, a windstorm, thunder, snow, hail, and it was sunny and 20 degrees Celsius in the morning. So if you missed that, it started off sunny, then we had rain, snow, hail, and a thunderstorm. And while it was hailing, it was sunny. So, you know, that's weird weather in Vancouver. That's just April. Always an ordeal. All right, I kind of hate this entry room, so we're going to need to pretty this up a bit. We're going to need to make it look nicer because I kind of hate the way it looks. But for right now, it'll do. It will do for right now. All right. Chat, I've been streaming for 8 hours without a break, pretty much. So I think I'm going to pause and put a marker down here. I will be back in about 5 minutes. I am going to take a real quick lunch break because I need to go eat a sandwich. It's 5 p.m. and I haven't had lunch yet. I usually eat lunch at around 2:33, but it's 5 p.m. We still have like 4 to 6 hours left in the stream, so it's not like we're ending anytime soon. But I'm gonna need to take a quickie breaky. So I'm not gonna leave you high and dry. I'm gonna leave you with some entertainment. I am just going to go, as I said, get me some lunch. And then when I come back, we will continue with the glories that is this fucking mess. You know, this glorious mess of Uniontheater Fortress. While I'm gone, if I could get a big round of beers, that'd be fantastic. And if you happen to have sound commands, if you're paying me on Patreon for those, if you could use those in chat to entertain the chat, that would also be very helpful. And lastly, if you would like to support the stream directly, there's a link to the Patreon. I will be back in a couple of minutes. Don't go anywhere too fast unless you really want to. Be right back.